Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. It is Monday the 5th of June 2023. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining us live, then do say hi in the comment section. It's always lovely to know who is joining us. If you're watching on catch up or replay and you have any questions, then don't hesitate to pop those in the comment section, whether that's on Facebook or whether you're watching us here on YouTube. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to pop them in there and then I will answer those and get back to you. Occasionally I miss one. I do try and catch up with all of them, but if there's anything that I haven't answered and you need an urgent answer for, then you can always pop me in the email or pop a comment on my Facebook page, or you can message me directly. So, my name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Thank you for joining us this morning. We have a new selected stamp set of the week. This is called Pansy Patch. This one's been around for a couple of years, and I thought, as I have quite a few new customers and new people to Coffee and Card, it was a good excuse to give this one a little bit of love. There are matching dies that make some stunning pansies, so I'll be using those later in the week. But for today I'll be showing you the card that we're making at Coffee and Card this afternoon in Toaster and tomorrow in Brackley. We had great fun with it on Friday in Brackley. Ladies came up with some lovely colour combinations. As you can see, it features pansies. There's no doubt about that. There are two different pansy flowers. There's this one here, and then there's a smaller one. And it shows you on the outside cover the 4 layers to make up a card, make up a flower. Now you don't have to use all 4 layers. You can omit some of them. And I'll be showing you some different combinations during the week. So we have the large one here that have 4 different steps if you want. The small one here has 3 different sets, and then we have a little bud here, some different assorted stalks, a tiny stamp for the centre, and then we have 2 different types of leaf, a sort of rounder one and a long thinner one. And we do have some nice sentiments as well. We have 6 sentiments. The little things you do make such a difference. Love you much. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. We've got a thank you, a birthday, and a little hello from me to you. So some really nice, useful sentiments. So I've got messages on one screen and not the other. Hey ho. Yes, exactly, Catherine. And so, which is why I didn't actually introduce it on Friday. But what I do recommend, if you're not just using a stamp set for yourself, is you could just use a blends pen or a Stampin' Write marker and just colour in that centre, because it really is tiny and it fits both the large and the small dies. And in fact, it's already missing on here. I can't see it. Oh no, it's here on... No, it's not. Okay, so it's already missing. Oh dear. Okay, right, let's get cracking. It might be in the other set, 'cause I have 2 sets. I borrowed a set, so hopefully it's in the other one. So, this was the card that we created on Friday, and my original one I can't find either. I don't know what I've done with that. So this is the one that I did as we were live on Friday at Coffee and Card. And just to make it a little bit more interesting, we're using the masks to create a background interest. And it doesn't matter whether you do the mask first or afterwards. Sometimes it's easier to stamp your flower first, and then you can decide whether you want the area just around the flower, or whether you want to keep the flower clear and put the masked area around. This is from our set of decorative masks, and we have a new set of decorative masks out, which I have ordered, I have received, and I put somewhere safe. Am I the only one that does that? So this particular set has 4 main masks. We have this one here like the fencing, we have this one with the little flowers, and those work together if you wish, and then we have a large plaid and a small plaid, and again you can work those together as well. We also have some cutouts, these ones here, and the negatives, so you could use those, for example, to highlight the flower if you wished. So for today's card, I'm going to use the other one in that set of 2, this one here. I'll bring this one a little bit up to the camera so you can see it. And I've just done this in green. And to make life easier, morning Michelle, I printed off some sample pansy combinations, and I thought I would try and recreate this one here today. So what I've got is Orchid Oasis for this blue panel at the top. I've got Blackberry Bliss for the very just outline of the centre, and Lemon Lolly, don't know whether this is going to be dark enough, so I might have to stamp that a few times for the wider band there. So that's my plan. And then for the leaves, I'm just going to use Granny Apple Green. I'm going to stamp off for one layer and then stamp in full for the other. So I just printed this off from the internet just to give some different ideas, but obviously pansies come in all sorts of shapes and colours. Oh bless you, thanks Kerry, good evening to you. Poor Kerry in Australia keeps pausing for her. Some days we do alright, don't we, and other days it's a bit of a nuisance. So I will be introducing the dies, but for the moment I'm going to be doing as close as I can get to this one here. So I'm just going to put that to one side, and I'm just working on a panel here which measures 3 inches by 4.5. I'm going to pop a layer of Orchid Oasis behind. Let's see, Catherine says Lemon Lolly would be ideal for the one left of the middle row. Yes, this one here. Yes, that is quite a lemon. Maybe I'd be better with crushed curry or something. We'll see how we go. And then that's going to go onto our standard note card. And I noticed, I go through a lot of note cards and envelopes because I always use them at coffee and card, and so we can effectively use a whole pack. And normally I order them in 5-6 packs at a time. I suddenly realised I'm on my last pack, so I had to do an emergency order along with other bits and pieces, of course. Okay, so I'm going to be using the larger flower, so there are 4 elements that you can use. You don't have to use all of the elements, as you can see, and I'm pretty sure when I had this stamp set and used it last time I had loads of samples, so I'm going to try and find my sheet of samples, which gives you different ideas. So there's a detailed one, there's a lighter coloured one, there's the middle, and then there's the very centre. So there's the detailed one in the dark, the light, and then this one I haven't added that layer, but that's where it would fill in, and then the one in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my flower first. I might do one this way just for something different, and I always recommend stamping the darker one first, even though this is effectively a larger area, because I found it easier to look through the darker one to see where to place the lighter one, especially if you've got a very, very pale ink. or a very stained stamp. So I'm going to do Orchid Oasis, but what I'm going to do is stamp it off so it's not too dark. Yeah, pansies are lovely. Hi Glenda, welcome to you. My mum loved pansies. We always had pansies somewhere, or she had them in pots later on. But they just they almost smile at you, don't they, pansies? And I've been looking at pansies, of course, since I decided to use it this week. I see pansies everywhere, like you do. Okay, so I'm going to take this darker one. So what I'm going to do is just stamp it and then stamp it off so you can see the different layers. So this is the detailed one. Now I'm not using a matte underneath because my surface is nice and firm. Actually, I might not need to stamp it off. It's rather light, isn't it? Okay. And then this one is the sort of full background. So what I might do is take my glasses off to start with. Pop this on here. Like so. Let me just bring my sample in so you can see. So I could actually get away with it being darker. Alright, let's give this a go. Right, let's get the right one. I think I'm going to leave it as that actually. Because this ink is very well used, it's much lighter than it would normally be. I must remember to re-ink it soon. Just going to take that off a little bit. So this is Orchid Oasis. Excuse me, I've got a little tickle. Like so. And then I'm going to add in Lemon Lolly for this infill, which is this one here. And you can see by the shape of it where it needs to go. It's wider at the top, so it's going to pop in there. So let's try Lemon Lolly, but I might need to either stamp it twice or to take a darker colour. Let's have a look and see. Let's see if I just stamp it twice. Yeah, that will do. So you can literally see where it infills, and it doesn't matter if you're not quite in place. There we go. And then I've got Blackberry Bliss for the piece inside. Which is this one here. So if I put it on this one, you'll see that you can just put that on its own and leave the area behind clear. There we go. And then, because I can't find that little stamp, I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay, so there is our pansy. Oh, Glenda, I am so sorry to hear that. Bless you. So Glenda's mum sadly passed away yesterday. I'm really, really sorry. Hi Diana, good morning to you. I hope you're well. So we're playing with pansies today. So I'm quite happy with that. This has slightly bigger area in their colouring, but I'm happy with that. Our other pansy probably would have given us a similar effect, but I'm happy with the overall colouring. This is really pretty. I might have to have a go at this afternoon. So very pale blue and pale yellow. Actually, the pinks are rather cute too. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to add some leaves in. I'm not sure if I'm going to add one or two. And again, I've got the 2 layers. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And let's have a look at this. Sorry, Cassie's waiting to get in. I've just shut her out. Oh, there isn't much in there, is there? Let me see if I've got my backup Granny Apple Green to hand. Let's try an old olive. I need a session of inking up my, refilling my inks, that's the word. Oh, 98, that's amazing, Glenda. What an amazing age. Bless her. Okay, so I'm going to use, it really is too pale, isn't it? Let's just try Old Olive stamped off. Yeah, that will do nicely. Okay, let's put these out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to use Old Olive. It's difficult to know where to put these leaves, really. I'm going to put one here and one here. Like so. And then I'm just going to use the fill-in one, but just stamped off so it's not too dark. So, okay, put it a little bit high, haven't I really? I suppose I could put another one here, that might work, or maybe I'll put the smaller one in. Should we just try that? So it looks a bit lonely having put it quite so high. There we go. Okay. So this is a slightly different variation of that. Okay. So again, I'm going to use, although these colours are similar, I'm going to use the detailed one. Oh, just knocked that flying. Now I have to put my glasses on to find the stamp I've just flung. Okay. So, I'll look for it afterwards. I'll just use the one from this set here. Which is, what am I missing? The small middle. There we go. I'm glad to see that the little centre is in that one, so we're good. Right. Okay. So this is the sort of infill. So I have stamped this one off because there's more of that in there. And then let's do the tiny one in Blackberry Bliss. There we go. And I'm not going to risk getting the tiny little one out. So I'm just going to fill this one in. Like so. Okay, that's better. Right, so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to add another leaf, a sentiment, and then I'm going to do my little bit of stenciling. So I will use the same leaf. There is a smaller leaf. I'm just wondering if it was the leaf piece that I threw across the floor. No, it's not, it's there. Yeah. Okay. Just want to centralise that a bit more on my block so it doesn't. Go. Okay, let's put our sentiment in with Blackberry Bliss. It's nice and bold. And I'm just going to use the thank you that's in there. So we've got a nice happy birthday, we've got a thank you and some nice sweet little sentiments. Like so. And then finally a little bit of stenciling. Let's just turn that over. Oh, we've got bunny rabbits. And so I've got this one here. I'm just going to put it around the edge and leave the sort of centre clear. So what you can do is just use a little bit of glue or a little post-it note or something to hold this in place. I'm just going to put a small amount of glue and just do that. And the secret when you come to take this off is not to lift it up, it's to turn it so that it comes away. There we go, just to hold it in place. And I'm going to pop this on top, and again you could use post-it tape or post-it notes. I've got a couple of post-it notes here I can use just to finish that off. Get that roughly in line, like so. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to use, I think, what am I going to use? Orchid Oasis and a blue blending blue blending brush. I was going to use yellow, but I think I'm going to use blue. Might be enough on here already, as you can see. So yeah, I think there probably is. So just around those edges there. And here, masks are just really useful for adding that little bit of detail, especially if you haven't got any background papers. It makes a good background. A little bit on here. Okay, so if I just hold on to that one, lift this one so you can see. Yep, I'm happy with that. Just going to add a little bit more here. There we go. There we are. So don't lift it up, just turn it like that. You could use a glue dot as well. So there we go, I'm happy with that. And then I've got my layers here and my card. So I'm going to pop that onto there and grab my card. So just glue that up. So a scribble of glue on the back. Just slide it into place so that glue's moving around. And this layer behind is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and the card it's going on, which is our note cards and envelopes, is 3 1/2 by 5. Sorry, they're metric for those that follow centimetres. Normally I use centimetres, but when it's measured in metric, I don't see a great point in trying to convert those. So scribble of glue on the back, pop it on the card, not the envelope, which I did, I'm sure I did that recently. There we go, there's our finished card. So I will add a pansy to our envelope to finish that off, and I could have added actually a third one there, thinking about it now I look back on it, but then I have got 5 altogether with the 2 leaves, so I'm still happy with that. And I could have masked this off so the leaf was tucked behind, but I wanted a nice relatively simple one to start our week off. Wasn't quite as simple as all that, was it, in the end? So I need to go and find my missing stamp that I flung across the room. And I could add a little bit of bling onto that to finish. So I hope you're able to join me during the week. Let's have a look, see, just some plain ones I think. They do nicely. And I'll be featuring this stamp set and all of the dies during the week. So let's pop 1, 2, 3. There we go. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great day ahead. Thank you, Diana. Stenciling is just, you know, it just makes a difference, doesn't it? So this is from a pack, and I said I've got a new pack here somewhere with some lovely new designs on. And this one has the little flowers that go with it, and you can put those together. And it was the little dotty flowers that I used on this one. You can see behind. But we also have the plaids as well, which are really fun. Make great men's cards. You can go really bold with those, and you can use the combination like so, and then say you've got the other elements too. So have a look at those. They are in the catalogue. I'll try and find the place. These ones, the number is 159178. When they came out, they were £9.50. I don't know if they're still the same or not. I'm just trying to think if that is the correct name. That says Artistic Mix. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up and I'll pop it in the comments section. So thank you so much for joining me. Do enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and from wherever you're watching. Thank you so much for your company, and I look forward to sharing some more designs during the week. I look forward to coffee and card this afternoon and tomorrow. And in the meantime, take care, look after yourselves. Special love to you, Glenda, on the passing of your mum. Do take care, my darling. Bye for now, everyone.